everyone, it's Heidi with Healthy Looks Beautiful, and I'm coming to you guys today with my final episode in my 5-part series on making over your March. If you haven't seen the first 3 episodes, I would highly recommend you go back and check them out. It's all about setting goals, setting your planner, water, everything you need to know about making over your March. And today I'm going to talk to you about making over the way you think about fats. So many times people are like, low fat, no fat, how much fat should we have? What fat should we be eating? And so I'm here today to tell you, you should be eating fat. I want you to make over the way you think about fat. Not all fat is bad. So we're going to talk about the different kinds of fats, what foods they're in, and what foods we should be eating with the good kinds of fats. And so the first kind of fat that I want to talk to you about is the bad fat. And so that is trans fats. And so those are things like partially hydrogenated oils. If you're looking at a nutrition label and you see something like a partially hydrogenated oil, those are bad fats. Those are things you want to stay away from. You tend to see them in some baked goods, cookies, margarine is a big one for the trans fats, and a lot of fried foods or fast food is cooked with partially hydrogenated oil. I know there's a lot of them now that are trying to be healthier and they're not cooking with that oil, but they're still not, using probably the healthiest option. And so those are the bad fats. They're known to increase your LDL, which LDL is your bad cholesterol. So it makes your bad cholesterol go up, and it decreases your HDL, which is your good cholesterol. So it really flip-flops that cholesterol and where you want it to be. Those trans fats have been linked to heart disease, stroke, diabetes. They have been known to increase the risk for developing type 2 diabetes. These fats really have absolutely no benefit. You should not be eating them. So let's talk about the second kind of fat. The second thing we want to talk about are things that we kind of consider middle of the road fats. They're not super healthy, but they're not horrible for you. And so these are known as our saturated fats. And they're going to be in things like your red meats and your whole milks and your dairies and your cheeses. Things like that is where you're going to find your saturated fats. Eating a lot of them can drive up your total cholesterol, usually making your LDL, that bad cholesterol, just a little bit higher if you're having a lot of them. But there's a lot of new studies out there really that are looking at how dangerous those saturated fats really are and whether having a little bit of them in your diet is actually good for you. And so right now the recommendation is to limit saturated fats to less than 10% of your diet, but it's okay to have some of them in your diet. But there are good fats, and so I want to share with you today about some of the good fats and the things that you should be eating to get good fat into your body. Some of what they're called are either monounsaturated and polyunsaturated, and the only reason they have 2 different names is because it depends on the chemical makeup. If they're mono, they only have one. If they're poly, they have multiple. And so we're not going to get into science. I'm not a scientist. I don't know about all that stuff. But the things you want to think about are these are the oils that when at room temperature are nice and liquid. And the great thing about these is they're required for normal body function. We need them. Our body needs them to survive. It helps build up our cell membranes. It helps cover our nerves. It coats the nerves so that they don't, get rubbed and have nerve issues. It helps with blood clotting, muscle movement, and inflammation. So when we're exercising, it helps with the movement of those muscles as well as getting inflamed, like with arthritis and that type of thing within your muscles and your bones. And these fats are also known to reduce LDL cholesterol. That's the bad cholesterol, and they help that number go down. So we have higher HDL and lower LDL. So we've got the good cholesterol in our bodies. So where can you get these? Some mono sources include things like, an example I have here, olive oil. So you can get mono in olive oil, peanut oil, canola oil. There are some nuts and some other nut oils that also contain monounsaturated fat. And so if you were to look on the back of this bottle, which you can't really see because it's backwards, but there are 10 grams of monounsaturated fat in this. So how about polyunsaturated fat? That is found in things that are solid. And so things like your salmon, not just solid, it's some oils as well, but things like salmon is really high in polyunsaturated fats. Mackerel, trout, sardines, a lot of your fatty fishes are really high in polyunsaturated fat. Flaxseed, that's something I have here. So if we look here, you can see we've got, this is ground flaxseed, and I use this in my shakes. This is one way for me to get in some of my fats, is to add this to my shakes. And so there are 5 grams of polyunsaturated fat in this product. And so flaxseed is a great source. You can get it in seeds. This is ground. Also in oils. I know my husband uses the oils. Canola oil. These are my favorite. This is my favorite way to get in my fat. I eat a quarter of these probably almost every day. These are my favorite way to get in fats if I'm not putting it in my shake. So this is an avocado, and I'm not going to open it because I'm not ready to eat it yet, but they're beautiful inside when they're perfectly ripe. The way to tell if they're ripe is if your top comes out nice and easy, then you know your avocado is ripe. So mine is, we are having tacos tonight, so I'm going to use it on my taco. So avocados, nuts and seeds, and then there are also some other oils. Safflower oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, corn oil. Some of those are all good sources of polyunsaturated fats. Sometimes polyunsaturated fats are also known as like omega-3 or omega-6 fatty acids. And so you may hear them be called that. So mono and poly, omega-3s and omega-6s. Those are the things you want to look for. Those are the good fats. Those are the things you should be including in your diet every day. If you're not getting some of those in your diet, the way you're going to make over your March is start to add some of those into your diet. So we have concluded our entire series on how to make over your March and make it healthy. I hope you guys have found this information valuable and you've gotten something out of these tips. I would encourage you to comment on any of the videos if you have additional questions. Send me a message on Facebook, shoot me an email. If you have ideas for future videos or future series that you'd love to see me do for you guys, let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. I'd love to know what you're interested in, what things you need help with, and where I can provide additional value for you guys. My family, my clients, my customers, those who watch and follow me. I would love to be able to help you guys out. So if you need more information on this topic or any other topics, check me out on my Facebook, Healthy Looks Beautiful, Heidi Bainbridge. I've got this YouTube channel now. You're welcome to check me out there, as well as on my website, which is www.teamhlb.com. And my 10-year-old daughter said I have to make sure at the end of my video that I tell everyone to like, comment, and subscribe. And so I'm asking you all to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And when you're ready for some more intense help, I've always got accountability groups that I'm here to help you with. And I'd love to have you join us. So thanks everyone for joining me on this first series on how to make over your March. And I look forward to you joining me on future series here on Healthy Looks Beautiful. Thanks a lot, guys, and have a great day.